I was not originally going to make a video on the Pacers Heat game, because it's basically the same old story. But Heat fans are so hyped up about it. Let me tell you why you should not be. Jimmy Butler. Man, y'all are saying that $20 coffee tastes good now. You know what else tastes good? Intentionally tripping players and flopping on the ground and intentionally fouling players. Yeah, that feels good, you know? And, putting Bam Adebayo on TJ Warren, that's not cheesy at all. That's not Bush League at all. That's not just freaking idiotic basketball at all. Let's just put Bam Adebayo on TJ Warren. That's smart. Let's do that. Nobody wants to mention that. Justin Holiday, them calling a moving screen. Are you kidding me? Holiday wasn't even screening. He was just standing there. And then they called some fouls that were just completely idiotic, like Bam Adebayo on Miles Turner, and Miles Turner was not touching him hard enough to where his back should be going forward, but he was Miles Turner would just be doing this, kind of trying to box out and stuff, and Bam Adebayo would just be going. I know Heat fans are gonna take it out of context because they're special in their brain. Jay Crowder, Oladipo, scratching his eye. And I know people are going to say it's unintentional, but this Heat team really hasn't given me any explanation to say, to give them the benefit of the doubt and be like, yeah, that was unintentional. Because I've seen way more dirty plays than I have clean plays. I've seen them try to intentionally trip players. I've seen them flop a lot. And I've seen them get favored by the refs. I looked at the stats today, and Jimmy Butler last season was averaging around 5.5 free throws attempted per game. And then this season, when he joins the Heat, he's averaging 9.1 free throws attempted per game. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Heat fans get hyped up over a win. Where they played dirty to get it. But when I get hyped up over, when we beat them, when we played cleanly and fine, and they just sat a few players, even though we had multiple guys out with injuries. When I get hyped up about that, oh no, it was just we sat our players, we weren't taking it seriously, and it moves us up 5 draft picks. So we get a better draft pick now because we're so good at drafting. We're so good at drafting. We're very good at it. Yeah. It's not like the Pacers have taken guys like Reggie Miller and developed them, or guys like Jermaine O'Neal and developed them. Miles Turner developed him. Paul George developed him. Why not? Bojan Bogdanovic. Yeah. You know. So if the Pacers have a decently long history of taking, not so highly touted prospects and turning them into, all stars or really good role players that can be a supporting cast around an all star. I would say that we developed Oladipo, but a lot of that was just him working really hard. So he wasn't really with the Pacers staff when he did that. But yeah, that happened. What have the Heat developed exactly? Alright, you got Dwayne Wade. You got Bam Adebayo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, then. And Dwayne Wade was a top draft pick. So. Yeah. It's stupid. The refs favor them like every single playoff game that the Pacers have played. So dumb. But, every time the Pacers have won game one and were the lower seed, we lost the series. So, maybe something's there. But, just Heat fans are so toxic, and their players match the fans' personalities perfect. I mean, Jimmy Butler's toxic. Heat fans are toxic. Bam Adebayo, I didn't really think he was toxic, but then when he started flopping in a playoff game, starting to think he might be a bit toxic there. Yeah. The Pacers, they don't really flop or play dirty. Paul George was like the only guy that I would see jump into fouls. And I know Heat fans are just going to be like, well, putting Bam Adebayo on TJ Warren's just a smart basketball play. Yeah, and intentionally walking Barry Bonds is a smart baseball play. But you don't do it because it's stupid. If you don't know what that analogy is, Barry Bonds was a very good home run hitter for the Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Francisco Giants, and he has the single season home run record despite being on steroids. And in baseball, sometimes pitchers will throw 4 balls intentionally to walk a player. That way the player doesn't have a chance to hit a home run and they just go to first base. So that's your little breakdown for that analogy if you're not that big into sports and you only watch basketball. Because not everybody watches all the 4 major sports. Because not everybody is that into sports. So, But yeah, that's the end of this video. The Heat are a dirty team. Filled with dirty players and dirty fans. Maybe it's just because out here in Indiana, you kind of got to work for your pay. There's a lot more farmers out here who work, hard to get paid, not so much, Heat fans. They'll not have a debate with you because you have an Android. That's just priceless. That's priceless. See you guys in the next video.